Hey everybody, Peter here at H&M Realty. I want to talk a little bit about so we went through COVID-19, everything kind of shut down for real estate, and I know a lot of businesses are still really affected through the pandemic and through still kind of navigating what COVID-19 has done to businesses. So I've had many conversations with different advertisers and stuff like that, and I want to talk about really what certain things to pull back on and what things to keep going, because it's tough once you lose business or you lose income. Obviously you want to pull back on the things that are making you busy and making you the business that was creating more money for you. So it's one of those things where the offense defense thing, what's better? Well, you got to make sure what's going to be better for your business and what's really, what you're looking at on maybe a spreadsheet or your P&L, and what you're spending, and then what's coming in from what you're spending. So if you're doing, and I'm just specifically talking about those solo business owners that are real estate agents or lenders or maybe wholesalers, like what's really getting that dollar to come back into you, maybe a 3 or 4x what you're putting out, versus maybe, for instance, like in real estate, we do mailers to an area of houses. We call it a farm. So we send those mailers out. We're hoping for a phone call back, and sometimes that doesn't come. A lot of times, especially now with the internet, it doesn't come at all. So that's one thing that you guys got to look at. Like, hey, are we mailing to our farm? Are we even getting phone calls back? Because if you're not getting phone calls back, that's maybe. And you have to test it for 6, 7, 8 months. It can't be like you started in March of 2020 and that's when COVID hit, and then all of a sudden you're gonna pull back on it the same month that COVID hit. You gotta run these campaigns for 6, 7, 8, sometimes a year, so 12 months. But make sure that in that course of however long you've been running those campaigns, if that's email marketing, if that's actually marketing with a mailer, everything else, just sit down with a fine-tooth comb and go through things that you've been utilizing as marketing and see what's a return and see what isn't a return, or not getting the phone to ring for you to make more business and make more money for your business. And then maybe niche down on those, and maybe it's a good time to reevaluate what's actually coming in and versus going out of your business. Because, like for instance, me, I've mailed to a ton of different farms. I've done it for one particular farm for over 1.5 years, and I didn't get a phone call once. So those are things where you're like, okay, well, I got to readjust and refocus my business so I can actually, even though like you're actually spending time in that farm, door knocking and everything else, if you're not getting the phone to ring, then you need to reevaluate, cut that out, and then take that money and put it somewhere else, or even double down on some, for instance, advertising online that you're getting, a huge ROI on. Maybe you're spending $500 a month on that advertising. You can stop the mailers and then spend an extra $500 on that advertising, which it may turn into 6, 7x what you're putting in there. So just some things to think about, especially in these times where business, some people are a little frightful on putting their money in certain areas. Make sure that you're still advertising. Just make sure that you're going through with a fine-tooth comb and you're getting precise on what your advertising is so that phone rings. Thanks for watching.